Hello once again, it's Matthew here from Matthew North Music and welcome to my latest video. And as ever, if you like these kind of videos about music, electronics, old computers or whatever, please hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, and if you hit the little bell icon, then you'll be notified next time there's a new video. Anyway, today I'm actually shooting this opening to the video almost at the end of the video, simply because I forgot to do one when I started it. And today's story is basically my friend Matty down the pub. You may have remembered him from a video I did previously where I built a boost pedal inside one of his pub cigarette paper tins. And anyway, he said to me, I've got a load of microphones here and none of them work. Can you have a look at them? And so I thought, okay, I'll do that and I'll make an interesting video. So what I've got is 7 microphones that have all come from the pub. None of them seem to work, and we're going to see if we can fix them. Right then, so in my workshop I've got a little mixer here with a XLR on, and that's just so I can test things. You'll see the lights go up and down, and I can also just plug a pair of headphones in if I want to listen to the quality, or I can just plug in my little speaker here. So that's all good. I've got my jeweler screwdrivers because they're what I'm mostly going to need to get into these mics, and so we shall begin. Now this says Reds Audio Professional Condenser. Well, the weird thing is, if you ever get any piece of equipment that's got the word professional written on it, the chances are it probably isn't, and it's there purely as a marketing tool. I mean, you'd never find a Neumann or something with, you know, professional microphone written on the side of it. Anyways, now like lots of music venues, they do like to stick bits of gummy tape over things, and I really don't like it. I think it's horrible. Now we can see already, look, the XLR on the back of it is actually loose. And let's pull that. Okay, well, we can see what our problem is straight away. Wires have come off here, so, and the grub screw is missing. So get some of this gungy tape off, and then we can actually have a closer look. But I think that's probably what's wrong with it. Now I'm going to keep that orange band on purely because I think that's some sort of identity. But I'm going to unscrew this, because these mics usually have a battery, or can have a battery, and if they're not running off Phantom. And no, there's no battery in there, which is good, which means it's not going to be all gummed up. Now it's got a little switch on it, which is actually quite stiff. It's very stiff. So if I get some contact cleaner just into there, I mean, a bit might seep through if I do it from the top rather than getting it. Oh yeah, it's moving now. It's probably just got like a little switch inside, and that goes over the top. Okay, so I'm going to undo this bit here to see if we can get some more of the gubbins out and see if we can get to the wires. Because if we can, yeah, oh that's great, that's taking this top shield off. Aha, we might have some luck here, and we do. We do have some luck because we have our red wire and our white wire. And so the red should go to there and the white should go to there, because that's the hot, that's the cold. Right, let's snip the ends off. I will of course have to go through my collection of miscellaneous bolts and see if I can make up a grub screw or something. To be honest, even if I just have an ordinary screw that just goes through the end here, and it's, even if it sticks out a bit, it ain't gonna matter, because it's not like this is a mic that's going to be used for, you know, handheld where it might get in the way. Right, let's wait for my iron to charge. You might not be able to see it very well, but there is actually a tiny little bit of damage of the wire there. Some of the sleevings become exposed. I'm guessing it's because it's probably got trapped in the metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little bit of heat shrink over that, just so that nothing shorts, and also it will make it a little bit stronger as well. Right, well those wires are now soldered in, so I'm going to pop in an XLR, and yeah, if I look at the meters on the mixer, See them flashing away? So that mic's now fixed. If I flick the switch and it's off, push it back on, it's on. Okay, that mic's fixed. So now what we've got to do is I've got to just find a little bolt to hold the jack in place. In the end, what I did was I robbed a grub screw off this XLR connector and I put it in there. And now if I pop the spiral on, it all fits together. Well, here we have a very sorry for itself Shure SM58. Again with lots of gummy tape stuck on it. Now, this actually doesn't look that old. It's got not much rust on it. And yeah. But the capsule covers come off. Now you can buy replacements of these. You can actually get them from China quite cheaply. The only thing is they don't come with the foam insert, so you can't need to take the foam insert out of the old one. But apart from that, let's just plug this in first and see if it's doing anything. No, it's absolutely dead. And you can see the two wires are just sheared off, so this should be a fairly easy fix as well. Well, I wasn't getting any proper signal off this, and so I've just stuck the multimeter across it to see what kind of resistance we've got. And even though the wires are quite short, we have got connection, but unfortunately there's no resistance, so there is a break between the wires and the capsule. And this might mean that this mic is actually dead, or needs a new capsule at the very least. Again, this is what happens with microphones where they've been, dropped. They're not indestructible no matter how they were advertised. So we've got two little solder points on the actual capsule. So if I can get this cover off, we can have a look and see if we've got any resistance there. If we have, then all I've got to do is replace the wires. If I haven't, then I think this mic's actually going to be dead. Managed to loosen the cover now, and let's just see where we are as far as resistance is concerned. And absolutely nothing. Let's try nothing at all. So I think if we can just get this right off. So the actual diaphragm seems okay, but I'm just gonna check here. No, those wires aren't connected. Those points are connected. Those points are connected, but there is no. So one of these very, very thin copper wires, I think, may have snapped. Just decided to reflow those two a second. And we know that these wires are okay, I think. Let me just test that wire. That wire's good, so let's clip that up again. And no, it's not made any difference. It's not made any difference at all. Okay, we've now got 3 dead SM57s. And again, I don't know what's happened to them, but the chances are that they have probably been dropped. Let's plug this one in. Nothing coming out of that. The capsule lid's loose. Okay, that one, you can see straight away what's wrong with that. It's not got its connector in the bottom. It's been yanked out. Now, our little dead SM58 here might help this SM57 come to life. So let's take out its little connector, and we could get a working one. I mean, ideally, we'd like to have all of them working, but as it stands, I think a new capsule will probably be quite a few pound. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder these wires here. Okay, then I've replaced the XLR connector on that with the one off the dead SM58. Let's plug this in and see if this works. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not working. From here, it's good. So it's from the transformer going to the here that we've got the issue. So I wonder if it's, you know, it could be the old thing of the end wires. There may be a break in the end, but certainly we're good to here. And so yeah, that's good. So we'll pop that back in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder these wires and I'm going to snip them back just a little bit, just to see if it's been pulled, because it's probably been pulled and it's snapped somewhere, and the problem is it's all glued up inside, so you never quite know where the break is. But if I just snip the ends and strip back a bit further, now let's clip that onto the multimeter and see what we've got. Have we got any kind of circuit there? And we do. 24 ohms. That's looking promising now. So let's tin the ends and then we will resolder that connector. Okay, that didn't work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to desolder these wires here. Because I want to check, because of course when I checked the resistance, I checked it while it was connected. Of course there's a transformer on one side, so I think the other end of the barrel is fine, and yeah, this end there's 2 ohms there, so that's good. And if I just double check here again, 24 ohms, yeah. So actually when I was testing this, it was the transformer. So the transformer is good, and the connection to there is good. So that's good. So even if we need that for another mic, but it's here is the problem. So let's just see what we've got here, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing. So is this another dead capsule because it's been dropped? I'm guessing it probably is. So I'm going to take this nut out here. And that washer. Take that out there. And then we should be able to pull this through here. We can have a look and see what we've got. And yeah, we've got our 2 wires going to the capsule. And but as I say, there's no there's nothing there. I'm gonna hook this down to there where the wire's actually connecting. No, nothing still. Let's do the same this side. Nothing. Nothing at all. And the wire goes through along here, you see, up to the capsule. So again, this is another dead capsule, so there's not a lot I can do with this mic really, unless we get some replacement capsules. Got these drum mics here. Again, I'm going to plug one in so we're getting noise out of it. Nope, nothing at all. And does it need, I don't even need Phantom. Let's put the Phantom on. Yeah, the Phantom is on, but nah, nothing. Again, let's have a look. But I think, again, we've just got a dead capsule. There's our cover. I don't quite know how this comes apart actually. You've got, well, let's have a look at the XLR. But yeah, this seems to be wired directly to the capsule, so it's just the old ohm meter across it. Have we got a circuit? No, nothing. So there's a break somewhere, and yeah, you can see the wires are going straight into this capsule. Actually, I don't quite know how this comes out, but I have a feeling it may just push out. Yeah, it does. It's held in there with a bit of a gunge. Well, the wires obviously did come disconnected. However, all might not be lost on this one, because if I take this off, have a closer look and see what we've got. And right, so do these come off? If they come off, is there some way you can resolder the wires? Maybe not. Maybe they're just clips. These are definitely, you know, fairly cheap. Yeah, there we go. That comes off there. That comes off there. Right, let's stick the old ohm meter on this. That there. That there. Oh. Something flashed. We may have something with this mic. All might not be lost. So I'm going to pull the wires through. I'm going to pop the XLR connector back in. Where's its little screw? There we go. Pop that back in. Or will I need to? No, because it just pushes in, doesn't it? So we'll pop that in. We'll tin the end of these wires. Now, as I said about the phase on this, I don't actually know which way round this goes at the moment. I'm going to hopefully see if there's any polarity. But before I do that, I am just going to check these wires actually don't have any breaks in. I mean, they shouldn't do. Let's pin this onto the hot. Is that connecting? Yep. Let's just put that onto the cold. Yeah, okay, so the wires are good. And so the wires will go up the side and connect. So let's pop this one through here. Can I see anything that says plus or minus? Ah, well, that's got a little bit of red on it. So I am suspecting that is our red. So let's pop this in. Oh. It's good the wire just fell through. Oh, I see we've got a dead bit of wire there. Let's pop that back in. Okay, that's in. Let's take out the duff bit of wire that's on this side as well. There we go. Pop our new wire in. Okay, let's see if we get any sound out of this one. And we do. Success. That's our first mic that we've actually fixed. So that was just literally probably been twisted. Wires came out, so that's good. So let's pop the Gunji rubber bit back on. And we shall push that into place. Pop our windshield on. Plug it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, you can actually tell this is not the. Yeah, that works great. It's distorting a bit, but I think that's because I've got too much gain on. Now we've got another one here. It says PVD9. Oh, and again, you can see straight away the XLR has gone inside. So, could this be the only problem with this mic? That it's lost its screw. Okay, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug it in. Yeah, so that mic works. So all I need to do here is to find a screw to hold this in place. Now, because this doesn't have a sleeve around it or anything, hopefully I can just pop in anything like I'm guessing that's an M2.5, but I'm not 100% sure. But if I get some bolts here, should have something that will fit here actually. I'm guessing something like that will fit. Is that the right size? The answer is can't tell. No, it's too big. Right, okay, I will go and look for some other bolts. Okay, will this do? Just take it out first, actually, and just. I mean, it looks like it should fit, but why is it not going in? Nah, it doesn't want to fit. Right, well, I finally found a bolt that will fit. So if I pop that in there, and then we'll do that up. That's in nice and tight. Pop the wire back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, so that one works. So out of our mics that we have so far, basically these three now work. Obviously this one just had the wires needed redoing inside. This one just had a missing screw, and this one again needed the wires replacing. Sadly for the four Shures, that's a bit more difficult. So I'm going to contact the owner. I'm going to look up the price of replacement capsules, and if he's happy, I'll order some capsules and I'll replace them. If not, then these will probably go in the bin. What I will do though with this is that because that head shell's actually complete, I will get my hot glue gun out and I will hot glue this back onto there, and then you've got a replacement capsule. Well, there's actually one more here which I didn't notice in the bag earlier. This is an Audio Technica, so this is actually something a bit more decent. It's really nicely made actually. It looks like it's all brass. In fact, this might actually be quite old, I'm not sure. But let's get this Gunji tape off, and let's have a look inside. See what we've got. Oh, I just realised actually I haven't put the little plastic tabs back on the mic. Oh, I'll do that in a minute. So what have we got here? Let's plug it in. Well, I've got nothing coming out. So let's take the windshield off first. And we've got our little capsule there. Now this has been rewired before. Somebody's actually done something with this before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder that wire. And I'm going to measure the resistance. So stick that on there, that clips on. Stick that on there. It's getting some resistance, but that's because these things are touching my hand. So let's put that on there. So again, another dead capsule, which is a shame. Let me just move that to the top bit. That's a shame because this actually looks like a nice microphone. But yeah, it's straight wired through to the XLR on the other side, which has a missing. Well, the scrub screws actually just come loose. So I could actually just tighten that up. So that's probably what's happened in the past. Actually, it's probably had its. But yeah. Yeah, the wires are all good anyway, but unfortunately that doesn't work. And that's a shame because this does look like it was a decent mic. Well then, about 10 days have passed since the last part of this video was filmed. And we've got our replacement barrels to go inside these SM57s. Now, these I ordered off the internet from China. And if we compare the two barrels side by side, it's going to be absolutely obvious to anyone that the replacements, the lookalikes, are not the same. The first thing is they don't have Shure written on the side of it. And that's a good thing because when these microphones go back into use, I don't want people thinking that these are genuine Shure heads, because if they do, somebody might try selling them one day as the legit article. Although I very much doubt that, because these are going to a pub that needs to use them for live music. If we look at the top, they look fairly similar, to be honest. But you can tell that the lookalike ones, they do feel a bit cheap. But, you know, it's quite hard to get hold of actual genuine heads for these. And if you do, they're almost as expensive as getting a new mic. So this is not me trying to pass something off. This is me just trying to let a small pub have some working microphones that hopefully will be approximately somewhere in the ballpark of what a real SM57 is. Because these are mostly going to be used for miking up things like drum kits and guitar amps. They're not going to be used for high-end recording or anything else like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the first capsule and then we shall see if it works. What we've got to do then is we've got to take the old capsule out. So we undo this nut here that holds in this little piece of PCB, which I think is still desoldered, which it is. I think all of these are actually disconnected now, so you can take that out. And then I think it's simply a case of pulling this out. Yeah, and this just pulls out. And so there's our old barrel here. We've got our new barrel. And we've got to hopefully, see, that's just bent a little bit, these little wires. In fact, I'm just going to compare these two. Yeah, these have got a little bit bent in transportation, so I'm just going to straighten that out a bit. That should be okay, and I think the bolt sizes are the same. Yet they do look the same. So we'll now pop that in here, and hopefully things should line up. Actually, it's a little bit thick. It's actually thicker to get in. Now I wonder if it's because we need to take this out. Yeah, I think we do. So look at a rubber ring there that we need to take that out. because this one's actually got its own. Push that in. Again, it's not quite going in like it should. Is that, yeah, this sort of rubber around here is actually a lot thicker than the metal that's here. So do we have to think about taking this off, or will it just squeeze in? There's another little rubber insert here actually, so we can pull that out as well. Yeah, it's a little bit tight this, so I'm going to see if I can squeeze that in. Will that just squeeze in? The answer is not easily, so I think all this rubber in here needs to come out as well. But yeah, we'll just peel out actually, so that's good. I've got a tiny bit of 3-in-1 oil. And I wouldn't normally use this, but needs must. I'm going to stick it on this piece of kitchen roll, and I'm just going to gently put it around the barrel here. Oh yeah, that's gone in much further now. Yep, that's gone into where I want it to go. So now we can pop in our base plate, and now our nut will go on easily. Just tighten that up. Okay, our new barrel is now in place. I'm just going to wipe off any excess that's coming out. So yeah, a little bit of 3-in-1 oil will kind of do the trick. Now what we need to do is we need to solder our wires. Okay, that's all soldered in now, and I've just been using my little fan here. I don't know if you can see it, but these are very good. If I show you, they are very good at just extracting fumes away from where you're soldering. I don't know if you can see that, but it is doing its job. I'll just turn that off anyway. Now we have to twist this way, so I'm going to twist it anti-clockwise a little bit, and then we can twist it clockwise, and then it will go in with that. So there is our repaired microphone. And fade it up, and yeah, the mic's working. So that's one microphone repaired. Now, I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like on this mic. How then do these new capsules, these cheap Chinese knockoffs, if you like, sound? Well, I could do a video all about comparing these to a genuine Shure microphone, but that's a long video for another day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug one of these in, and I'm going to record some acoustic guitar, and then you can judge for yourself. Well then, this is all a little bit embarrassing really. The next bit of the video, which is where I sort out the SM58 and that other mic, I filmed and I somehow didn't copy the files off my card on the camera, and I didn't copy them to the computer, and I reformatted the cards. And I reformatted the cards inside the camera, because that's always a better way to format cards on a video camera. And anyway, by doing that, I've lost everything, and even recovery software can't pull those files off. So what happened? Well, the other two mics, the Audio Technica and the SM57, 58 rather. I got two SM58 lookalike barrels because the guy I was fixing them for didn't want to spend any money on these mics. It was ridiculous spending £70 on a new cartridge when you can buy a new mic for not much more. So he just wanted something just to get them, keep them going, and they'll probably end up buying some better mics in the future. And so I put in the lookalike SM58 and that worked, and it sounded okay, not brilliant, certainly not as good as a proper SM58, but it'll do the job. And I also put a label on it saying this is a non-genuine head, do not use for vocals. And I put the same cartridge, because it was physically roughly about the same size, I managed to squeeze that into the Audio-Technica head as well for the drums. And actually that as a drum mic doesn't sound too bad. I mean, it's not brilliant, but certainly you stick it on a tom-tom or something and it sounds fine. So yeah, that's the end of this video really. So not the most satisfactory, and if you've watched it all the way through, I'm really sorry it's a bit boring. But I just wanted to really document this, and just to make the point really that, yeah, you should really do things properly. I always believe in doing things properly. However, you do have this line, and this line is, do you spend as much as what something costs new just to keep it going, or do you just take what you've got and throw it away? And I don't like things being thrown away, and nor did the owner of these mics. So yeah, we've not made something that is as good as it was before, but we've made something that will work, it will function. It won't be great, but it'll function. And sometimes when you repair things, that's what you have to do. It's no different really, I suppose, than if you've got, I don't know, you're fixing up an old amplifier and you've got cheap components that you've ordered from AliExpress, like resistors or capacitors or whatever, because you physically just can't afford to buy, you know, high-end F&T parts or, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, it's all about budget, particularly at the moment where, you know, things are tight, and things are really tight in the music business, particularly with pubs, venues, live music. So at least by buying some of these cheapo heads, and they were like £8–9 each, they weren't hugely expensive, we've got working microphones, so that's a win as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, sorry this video's been a bit dull, but, you know, sometimes you can watch these things and it sends you off to sleep. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.